What if there was a currency that wasn't controlled by any government or central authority? That's Bitcoin for you. Imagine a world where your money isn't tied to a specific country or subject to the whims of a central bank. That's the promise of Bitcoin, a digital currency that's been making waves since its inception. Born out of the financial crisis of 2008, Bitcoin was introduced to the world in 2009 by an enigmatic figure or group known only as Satoshi Nakamoto. This isn't your typical currency. There are no physical coins or banknotes. Instead, Bitcoin exists entirely in the digital realm. It's a currency that's global, decentralized, and operates on a technology called blockchain. It's a currency for the internet age, designed to be secure, transparent, and free from the control of any single entity. But how does this mysterious and revolutionary form of money actually work? Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency, a digital asset that uses cryptography for security. But what does that really mean? Well, let's break it down. First, let's talk about the idea of decentralization. This is a key aspect of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. In a traditional banking system, transactions are processed by a central authority like a bank or a government. But Bitcoin operates on a decentralized system. This means that no single entity has control over the entire network. Instead, transactions are verified by a network of computers spread across the globe known as nodes. This decentralization is part of what makes Bitcoin secure and resistant to censorship. Now let's delve into the technology that underpins Bitcoin: blockchain. A blockchain is quite simply a chain of blocks, but not the kind you played with as a child. In this context, a block is a collection of transactions, and the chain is a public ledger of all these transactions. Each block is added to the chain in a linear chronological order, creating a comprehensive history of all transactions made on the network. But how is a block added to the chain? It's a process that involves solving complex mathematical puzzles. Once a puzzle is solved, the block is added to the chain and the solver is rewarded with new bitcoins. This process is known as mining, and we'll delve deeper into that in the next scene. Blockchain technology is not just the backbone of Bitcoin, but it's also revolutionizing many other industries, from supply chain management to voting systems. The transparency and security provided by a public immutable ledger is immensely valuable in a world where data breaches are all too common. So that's the basic premise of Bitcoin: a decentralized system where transactions are verified by a network of computers, all recorded on a public ledger called a blockchain. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? But how does one get their hands on Bitcoin? Bitcoin comes into existence through a process called mining. This isn't the pickaxe and helmet type of mining you might be thinking of. In the world of Bitcoin, mining is a digital process that involves powerful computers and complex mathematical problems. Let's break it down. Imagine a vast network of computers from all over the world, all linked together. Each of these computers, or nodes, is a miner in the Bitcoin network. They are racing against each other to solve incredibly complex mathematical problems. These problems are actually cryptographic puzzles based on a particular algorithm called SHA-256. Now, why would anyone want to solve these puzzles? Well, the first miner to successfully solve a puzzle gets a reward, and it's not just any reward, it's Bitcoin. This reward is known as block reward, and currently it's 6.25 Bitcoin. But there's a catch. About every 4 years, this reward halves in an event known as halving. This is designed to slow down the creation of new Bitcoins, making sure that the total number of Bitcoins can never exceed 21 million. Meanwhile, the puzzles are getting harder and the rewards are getting smaller, but that's not deterring the miners. They are incentivized not just by the potential of a lucrative reward, but also by the transaction fees they receive for verifying Bitcoin transactions. You see, every time a puzzle is solved, a block of Bitcoin transactions is verified and added to the blockchain, a public ledger of all Bitcoin transactions. This process helps ensure the integrity and security of the Bitcoin network. In essence, Bitcoin miners are the backbone of the Bitcoin network. They solve puzzles, verify transactions, and in return get rewarded with Bitcoin. They are the creators and guardians of this digital gold. Mining is just one way to acquire Bitcoin, but once you have it, what can you do with it? Bitcoin is not just a digital asset, it also functions as a medium of exchange. Let's take a closer look at how Bitcoin transactions work. Imagine you're sending a letter. In the Bitcoin world, your letter is a transaction message, and it contains all the details of your transaction, like the amount of Bitcoin you're sending and the recipient's address. This letter is then broadcasted to the entire Bitcoin network where miners verify it. Once confirmed, it's added to the blockchain, a public ledger of all transactions. This ensures the security and integrity of your transaction. Now let's delve into some uses of Bitcoin. One of the most well-known uses is for making anonymous purchases. Since Bitcoin transactions don't require personal identification, users can buy goods and services without revealing their identity. This has made Bitcoin a popular choice for those valuing privacy, although it's important to remember that Bitcoin isn't entirely anonymous, as the blockchain records every transaction. Another use of Bitcoin is for transferring money across borders. Traditional banking systems and money transfer services often involve fees and exchange costs. Bitcoin doesn't carry the same overheads, making it a potentially cheaper and faster alternative for international money transfers. Finally, Bitcoin is increasingly being used as an investment vehicle. As the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has led the way in the digital currency space. Its value has seen dramatic highs and lows, creating opportunities for investors. Some view Bitcoin as digital gold, holding it as a long-term investment, while others trade it short-term, trying to profit from price fluctuations. But remember, like any investment, Bitcoin carries risk. It's crucial to do your homework and consider all factors before diving in. Bitcoin's potential uses are vast, but what does its rise mean for the world? The rise of Bitcoin could signal a monumental shift in the global financial system. Imagine a world where Bitcoin disrupts the traditional banking landscape. The decentralized nature of Bitcoin could potentially eliminate the need for an intermediary, like a bank or a government, to authenticate transactions. Instead, the blockchain technology, which forms the backbone of Bitcoin, allows for direct peer-to-peer transactions. This could mean lower costs, faster transaction times, and a shift in power from centralized institutions to individuals. But it's not just about convenience or cost savings. Bitcoin could also promote financial inclusion. There are billions of people worldwide who do not have access to traditional banking systems. Bitcoin, being digital and borderless, could provide these unbanked individuals a chance to participate in the global economy. They could save, spend, and even earn in Bitcoin, opening up a world of opportunities. Yet, while the potential of Bitcoin seems boundless, it's essential to remember that it's not without its risks. Bitcoin is notorious for its volatility. Its value can swing wildly in a matter of days or even hours. This volatility can be a boon for investors looking for high returns, but it can also lead to substantial losses. Moreover, the anonymous nature of Bitcoin transactions can make it a hotbed for illicit activities, from money laundering to funding terrorism. Additionally, the rise of Bitcoin could have significant implications for global economies. If Bitcoin becomes a widely adopted currency, it could affect monetary policies and financial stability. Central banks around the world may have to rethink their strategies to accommodate this new player in the financial arena. The world of Bitcoin is an exciting, albeit unpredictable one. Are we ready for it? As we ponder this question, let's remember that, like any technological innovation, Bitcoin brings both opportunities and challenges. It's up to us to navigate this new landscape wisely, making the most of the potential benefits while mitigating the risks. Whether we're ready or not, the Bitcoin revolution is here, and it's reshaping our financial future. As we look ahead, the future of Bitcoin remains a topic of intense debate. To some, Bitcoin represents a revolution in the way we conduct financial transactions, while to others it's seen as a speculative bubble waiting to burst. There's no denying that Bitcoin has made waves in the financial world. It's challenged traditional financial systems and presented us with an alternative, decentralized form of currency. But as with all innovations, it faces potential hurdles. One of the most significant of these is regulatory challenges. Governments around the world are grappling with how to manage and regulate digital currencies. Some countries have embraced them, while others have outright banned them. These regulatory decisions will undoubtedly influence Bitcoin's future trajectory. Technological advancements also hold the potential to shape Bitcoin's future. As blockchain technology evolves, so too will Bitcoin. Innovations could make Bitcoin transactions faster, more secure, and more efficient. However, they could also give rise to new forms of digital currency that could rival or even surpass Bitcoin. And then there's the question of mainstream acceptance. Bitcoin has already made significant inroads into the world of commerce. Big-name corporations are starting to accept Bitcoin as payment, and some financial institutions are even offering Bitcoin trading. However, for Bitcoin to truly become a standard part of our financial landscape, it needs to be widely accepted not just by businesses but also by everyday consumers. And this will require overcoming challenges related to trust, usability, and understanding. So, what does the future hold for Bitcoin? Will it continue to disrupt and challenge the status quo? Or will it fade into obscurity, remembered only as a fascinating experiment in the world of digital currency? The truth is, no one really knows. Bitcoin's future is as unpredictable as the technology that underpins it. In the end, only time will tell whether Bitcoin will become a standard part of our financial landscape or remain a fascinating experiment in the world of digital currency.